Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Miscellaneous Candor. Frank, honest, and otherwise outspoken. Robbie here. This week, we're going to be having a conversation about the podcasts that we listen to, specifically ones on the topics of some things about news, but mainly just about business. Stephen has one that he listened to that's pretty interesting. And then also we talk a bit about AI in healthcare, AI in your data. Stephen goes off on a little bit of tangent that doesn't have anything to do with AI, so that'll be interesting. And then we wrap it up with some celebrity conversation around A$AP Rocky, ironically. So sit back, join, listen in, and see what you like. Of course, from a podcast perspective, I talk about Joe Rogan and some other podcasts that we like to listen to. So again, yeah, here we go. Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Miscellaneous Candor. Frank, honest, and otherwise outspoken. Here we are, finally. The end.
Robbie. It is I, my friends, Stephen with a PH, Kennedy, knocking at your door. Board certified atheist, at your service. Let's talk.
Okay. We're late for this week. We're gonna have to get better at this, okay, Stephen? You and I know we've been busy. It's been crazy, but we got to stay on top of our schedule.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this one out, and then we're gonna do another one right next week. We're gonna do another one tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes, because we're behind a week.
Huh. Okay. Let's see. Let's figure that out.
Okay, we'll figure it out offline.
Offline, yeah. We'll figure out. We'll talk logistics offline.
I know. Not on the podcast.
We are recording right now, so yeah.
Yes, we are. Okay, so oh my God, just so much stuff is going on.
Robbie, oh my God.
News wise, but like let's keep it real here.
Yeah.
And start focusing on what podcasts we listen to.
Yeah.
Did you listen to anything new this week?
Yeah, I have. There's something that really got my attention. It got me really engaged.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot more than other ones. But maybe it's about my content preference, as you know, it's it's subjective, right? So it might be my cup of tea and not someone else's, but I think just in terms of
that's normal for us. Go on.
Boy, here I know where you're going with this, Robbie. So I do actually have there's a podcast I'm gonna start listening to this week. It is, Bad Friends. One of the guys from Bad Friends, it's his ex-girlfriend's niece, and she started her own podcast. She's usually
his ex-girlfriend's niece. Yeah, what?
She's always like a guest host on Bad Friends, but she started her own podcast now. She's entertaining. She's also cute, which kind of helps her case, So
yes, I know that helps you. Yeah. Yes, okay.
But that I will keep you posted. I know that's not something you're interested in hearing, but you're gonna hear about it in a week, anyways. This one is it's called Great Business Minds. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Okay.
No, sorry.
No, but it sounds like something I would want to listen to.
I apologize. That's not the name. I just looked. It's Great Business Stories, actually.
Oh, okay.
And basically, there's this guy, very well spoken, and he does a deep dive research into business minds that have had really interesting success stories and falls, success to fall to rise to fall, that kind of thing, But it's they have not a very direct path to success. People that have been through things and people that weren't necessarily straight arrow. They kind of went a crooked path. They kind of did some things that were unethical, and they it tells a story about these people, and it's not just things that you would find on the internet. This guy, he did a lot of deep dive research to pull these stories together. So you hear about he's got stories about all the typical people you could think of, right? There's a lot of business folks with a lot of interesting stories and a checkered history, and to kind of get a more in-depth look at like their mindset, it's really interesting because it's not just about hey, let's tell a fun, fantastic story, right? It's also about understanding human motivation. And again, this goes back to what interests me. It's about understanding people's minds and how they think and what motivates them. And also, it is actually motivating to do things on your own because, if yourself, when you hear these stories, because you hear about, they're interesting stories. And some of these people had such motivation to really succeed, and they were not willing to give up no matter how many times they fell. Really, really fall from, So yeah, I thought it was educational from, the perspective where you learn about how different minds process things and think, and how different people have different perspectives, and also from, understanding, listening to these stories, it's motivational. It's just interesting stuff to hear the lives that different humans have lived. So I, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a 10.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You don't give anything a 10.
You know what? I think I need to scale this back. Maybe I'm getting a little too excited. Let me give it.
Okay.
Let me make this a more tough skill. So I'll give it an 8. An 8.
Okay, an 8. All right. That's a little bit more in your line of thinking. All right. Well, good for you. I'm glad you listened to something new. I did not listen to anything new because there was so much news. So I was listening to my same old stuff. I know.
I'm pretty sure I know who you did listen to, though.
Who? What do you think I listened to?
Well, there's only 2 people it could be, right?
Oh my God. Okay, yes, I did listen to Scott Galloway. Because you're talking about him and Kara. They had something only because too, he admitted to getting a freaking facelift. So I thought that was hilarious.
Scott Galloway?
Because every week, every week Kara was like, Scott's gone someplace and I can't really say, and blah, 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 blah. Like, she's always like that. She's too cheeky to me. I really like
he looks good. It's not overdone. It's just a face pull, right?
I think so. You saw him? I haven't even seen a picture of him. Okay.
I haven't seen. I think I saw him on TV, a week ago.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, he did do that, and so evidently he got faceless. So he was talking about that. So I had to listen to that because I love when he goes down his narcissistic path of destruction. It's not destruction, but I just think it's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, I listen to them, but I have to tell you, who I really love listening to, I think even more than them now.
Me?
No. Stephen, no. Sorry, Stephen, no. It's freaking the Compound guys. The Compound guys.
What is that?
The Compound. Josh Brown. It's I've talked about it before. It is a financial literacy podcast. Essentially, they talk about the market all the time and what's happening. And they have like pretty amazing guests. It's called the Compounding Friends. And the main, I've talked about this show before. What is it? Who is on there? Who's the host? The hosts are Josh Brown and Michael Batnick. And then they usually have a guest. I just love them. I love listening to Josh Brown's voice. Like, he is so New York. He's so Long Island. But he's
I can't tolerate that.
I love it. But then he's so like tricky and what's the word? Clever at the same time, the way he talks about stuff. But he is masterful at his understanding of finance, So anyway, I just been really listening to that show a lot because they've been talking about, AI and how the market's changing and what is that and then the guests that they've had on there. Some of the guests have been absolutely hilarious. There was this one episode. What was it? The guy on there, he cracked me up. What was his name? Oh, JC Parrots, January 16th. You just have to listen to it
Okay, I know
just so you can hear how this guy talks.
Oh,
Because the way
I
he
hate
talks and the
Long
way you
Island accent. No offense to my cousins
no.
from Long
Okay.
Island, but I hate that accent.
Oh, here you go. Of course you have cousins from Long Island. No, but that's not the point. The point is that this guy, JC Parrots, along with Josh, he doesn't have a Long Island accent, but he is from, he's from New York. I don't know if he's Puerto Rican. You could tell he might be Latino or something. I mean, oh, he's Cuban. That's right. He mentioned that. But the way that he says things, like, it's so harsh. Like, you would love him. You got to listen to that episode. All right. It's called These Are the Stocks to Buy in 2026.
Okay.
So yes, anyway, I've been like almost binging that series for some reason. I've been like,
okay, I'm gonna have to listen to it.
Yes. So that one, I will put that one up following, huh?
What would you rate that on the scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, that episode?
Well, yeah.
That episode, I would rate it a 10. And I don't ever give anything a 10. You know this too.
Wow, okay.
But because of how I like obviously I like the information aspect, right?
Yeah.
In terms of what they're talking about. But the dynamic between them and the way they talk, and then how kind of over the top it is, it's like hilarious, but then also it's really informative. So yeah, anyway, I really like that episode. But if you're not kind of a financial information geek or interested in that, you might find it boring. So,
okay, so it's not for everyone.
Anyway, no, it's not for everybody. But none of this, I mean, it's everything for everyone,
No.
So, but most people want to make some money. So I would say, if you guys want to make some money, listen to that podcast, because if you follow what they do, I mean, obviously everything they say is not directly related. It's not financial advice. They give a disclaimer, all of that. I'm giving a disclaimer too, but they're very insightful. I'll put it that way. Okay. So yes, I did really enjoy listening to them. I've been listening to lots of podcasts. Of course, I've been listening to Joe. I've been listening to Pivot. I've been listening to Rest Politics. What else? Hold on. Let me just move here while we are on here. It's been a lot. There's just been so much going on, right? Yeah. I mean.
Oh, by the way, I just want to say about Great Business Stories, the podcast that I was listening to. I found myself listening to it while making breakfast, which is not something I do. I don't listen to podcasts that you do while making breakfast. No.
Oh, okay. So wow, you really did like it.
I usually just like listen.
Tell me again what it's called. Tell the audience, I should say, what it's called.
Great Business Stories.
Great Business Stories. Okay. All right. Great Business Stories. All right. So you know what I've been interested, and this is a logistic thing too, but I've been learning a lot of people are starting Facebook groups for like things like podcasts. And
really,
you think we should start a Facebook? Yeah, maybe we should just start one and see if people join, huh?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's pretty easy to spin up. Yes, so we will do that. Okay, I'll look for our Facebook group.
Audience members, I hope you're listening to that. We're going to start a Facebook page.
We're going to start a Facebook. Yes, we are. Okay. All right. So there's so much about AI right now. It's just so freaking crazy. Man, do you want to start or should I start?
You can start.
Okay. So first and foremost, I want to say that, if you can figure out how to get your data offline, get it offline. That's just one thing I want to say.
Oh boy, here we go.
No. I learned something. I learned something recently out in the wild. I went to this event and I learned something. I can't go into a lot of the details, but what I will say is that it is really, really crazy how much people can like put information together now with AI, create a whole profile of who you are, and then utilize that to try to get you to give them even more information or like extort information from you. And not only that, but just like from a video perspective too, like what is out, like there are applications out there that people can build relatively easy if they know how to build things, right? Because a lot of people who are hackers and AI, they are programmers to a degree, right? So they could take a program, maybe make a few tweaks, and have a picture of someone's face, and then go on the video, and then with the dots and the points of that picture, their face will in real time transform into the picture of the other person. That is something that is real.
Can you explain that once again?
Yes, I will, because if I hadn't seen it for myself, I would not have believed it. But essentially, if you have a picture of yourself, so you have a picture on LinkedIn, you have pictures of yourself on Instagram, you have pictures all out there. And essentially it takes about 24 pictures of you to be able to create this. And if you've ever seen like live action visual effects where they put the nodes on people,
yeah,
it's kind of like from those pictures they create the nodes.
So if you guys don't know what she means, she's talking
nodes.
about you've got little dots.
Why are you talking over me? Why are you mansplaining?
I'm sorry.
Can I finish,
please?
I haven't said that in years.
I know. It's very disappointing.
So as I said, yes, well, stop doing
That's
it.
not even,
okay,
that's not
so
even mansplaining.
visual effects kind of was. If you don't know what she's talking about, let me explain.
You totally changed. You completely mischaracterized. Wow. See, no, this. Oh, please continue. Continue.
Anyway, if you've ever seen someone behind the scenes on a movie and they are playing like a character and they show the behind the scenes and they put like little dots or nodes, like white balls, and the person's dressed up in an all black kind of cat suit, and you see that that's kind of tracking their movement. It's very similar with a picture, except what people can do now is they can take maybe about minimum 10, maximum 20 pictures of you, and then create the same thing on the computer, but the dots then become like points on the actual picture of you.
Okay.
They take that and then they put it in the application. And the application is like your phone almost, or like on your computer where you're doing FaceTime.
Okay.
And you turn it on and you can see yourself as if you're going to do a video call with someone. So you step into the camera as it's looking. But because in this application, there's a picture of another person, once you put your face in the camera, your face takes on that other person's face.
Oh,
in
wow,
the picture.
That is amazing.
In real time.
That is amazing.
And so what I'm saying is that people are doing this to do interviews and pretend to be other people. People are doing this to be in meetings and pretend to be other people.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, there is something that happened. Evidently, there was something. I didn't look it up, but I heard about it. So look it up. I need to look it up. I should have looked it up before we did this podcast, but evidently something happened in China, and there was a company, and the CFO was having a meeting. He was the only one in the room, and everyone was virtual, but everyone he was talking to, he thought were real people tied to his company, and none of them were.
Oh.
And they were able to extract or extort almost over $20 million
wow.
from the company with this fake video software. Anyway, my point is that it's crazy out here in these AI streets, people, and they can do this so fast. So fast. So,
it's amazing. This is not something that you would even think of. Oh, we should be careful because this could happen, right? Just in general, the average person thinks on much more like basic concept.
Yes.
I mean, this kind of thing didn't even occur in my mind that it could happen.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to bring it up. That's why it's so nuts that it's out here. It's something that people are doing, and it's something people should be aware of. So, you know, yeah, you can scrub your data. I need to scrub my data. Scrub your data, people. Scrub your data. Anyway, okay, so that's one thing. Then there's just you know what? That's all I can take for today. Because it's just so many things. What did you want to talk about? Because we could go on forever and ever.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to talk about AI, but what I do want to talk about.
Oh Lord.
Well, I was this weekend. I was out with my friends, and we ended back at one friend's place, and we're there, hanging out the whole night. And conversation turned to Dianetics. And my buddy,
Dianetics.
yeah, it's like the precursor to it's like the building blocks of Scientology.
I feel like we talked about this at a certain point, and you talked about this and explained this to people because, like, I feel like I've heard about that when I was literally really small or something, or I don't know. Okay, just go on. Go on.
Okay, so a buddy of mine found this. He got an invite to learn about. He's very analytical and is very keen on learning about how the mind functions and how people, society functions. And he got an invite to an event, which was it didn't give details of exactly what it was, but it was an event to learn about the mind and science, how the mind connects to science, and kind of being more independent using your mind. And he thought it was very interesting. So he went to the event and he attended.
Mm-hmm.
He did not know that it was a seminar and kind of a conversion event to bring people into Scientology.
Wait a minute. I thought Scientology had kind of like died off. Like there was a period where, quote unquote, all these stars were in it, and then it kind of like fell off. But it hasn't fallen off. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think it's fallen off. I mean, when I go different places, I see Church of Scientology buildings. So Churches of Scientology. So I don't think it hasn't disappeared. There are still people that follow it.
Are there AI Scientologists? I'm just kidding. Go on.
Well,
okay. But this is our AI talk. I had to throw that in there. Go on. Yes. Explain.
I appreciate that. Now, so they're kind of, there was kind of pressure, and so he, out of his kindness, he walked out purchasing a book. And I take interest in this, right? So how people think and why do they think certain ways. So I borrowed my buddy's book. So what I hold in my hands right now, Robbie, is a 491 page book called Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health. And I am going to love reading this just to see what it's all about, really, like, get a deep dive understanding. I have the high level of it, but I've never really studied it to understand.
So wait, what's okay. Are you about to be a Scientologist?
Stop. No, I want to learn how they think. I love understanding.
Can I ask you a question?
I love learning about different religions and to understand how they think and how they believe.
Is that really a religion, though? I mean, I kind of felt like it was cult.
Well, so that and that's another part of the debate that we're having, is that what's the line between a religion and a cult? There's a lot of gray area there, right? So who's to decide? It's almost like subjective.
Is there a gray area? I mean, probably for someone like you.
Yeah, so for me, I say every religion is a cult, right? Because it's all perspective, right?
Yes, that's because you're, including atheism. So go on.
Wait a second. No, I know.
Sorry. I couldn't resist.
I've had that argument many times. When I tell people that I used to try to convert people to atheism, they're like, "So let me get this straight. You were trying to convert people where you were part of a group that would get together on and you go out and try to convert people to atheism. Sorry, buddy, you're religious. You're part of a religion."
Okay, so wait. No. Whoever said that to you, can we get them on as a guest? I want to talk to them. I want to
You know
talk to
what?
that person.
Okay. All right. I mean, there's multiple people, but I'll get one of them on. Yeah.
Okay. Please. Okay, go on.
So that's it. So I'm going to read this book. At least I'm going to try to get through a lot of it before I get too annoyed. And I am going to report back on my thoughts and why it's so
Do you
captivating
really
to some people.
read all 491 pages?
Yeah, let's see if I get through it. Let's see if I get through it.
Okay, so can we talk about like books that are over 200 pages or like that are not
I don't think anyone can handle,
like
we need
for classic,
bite-sized books,
like
right?
okay. I mean, yeah, remember when we grew up and we had to read like Beowulf and all that shit, right? And it was like 1,000 pages. I don't even know. Um, but I just feel like a book that's 492 pages, almost 500. Like, what are you telling me in 492 pages?
Well, I mean, it's
Unless it's like a historical, you know what? I take that back. I guess if you're kind of like building a historical foundation and
exactly.
telling like something from getting to, I could see
Yeah,
that
it's
because I know
it's
there's
one of
books that,
their religious, building
but
blocks, their books, for their religion. And on the
yes,
back it
I mean,
says
and
On the back of the book it says Dianetics is the adventure. It is an exploration to terra incognita, the human mind, that vast and
okay, it
hitherto
sounds like a
unknown
science
realm,
fiction
half an
book.
inch back of our foreheads. L. Ron Hubbard wrote that quote. So the book is written by L. Ron Hubbard, of course.
Why are you obsessed with these Scientology crazy cult
I
people?
just,
I don't understand. We have had this conversation before on here about you and Dianetics and you, whatever that dude's name is, L. Ron Hubbard or whatever, and
well,
the
so
Scientology. Like, are you a Tom Cruise fan? I'm just like
I think
wondering.
he's a great, captivating actor, but I think he's crazy as a
Yes, he
person.
is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's yeah. Most people say the
Yeah.
same thing. I mean, he's handsome too for almost 70 years old. But I'm just saying, he's he definitely needs a little cuckoo.
Oh, he's cool. Yeah, he's cuckoo. Um, so my friend, being the kind person that he is, he didn't want to be rude to them, so they pressured him to not only purchase a book and also set consultation sessions to go in and kind of talk to them and learn. So I'm planning on. I said, if you go, I'll go too, because I want to learn. I want to see how they think. So I'm trying
If
to.
I go, oh, you mean your friend? If you go, I thought you were saying if I go. I'm not going to that mess. No,
So
I'm not going.
he's
Okay,
cool.
and I actually want to reframe something too.
Okay.
I don't think Tom Cruise is cuckoo.
What?
I think that the idea, well, I want to be clear because we're on a public podcast. I want to be clear. I think that I think it's cuckoo to be a part of the whole Scientology thing. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
However, I have heard in these, Hollywood semi non-gossip, but tertiarily connected streets that he is a nice person and he is a good human being. So I just want to put that out there because we don't want anyone coming after us because we ain't got no money.
Oh boy. Why do you have to be so stop being so PC? Come on. This is our podcast. Don't clean it up, all right? Don't clean up the
I'm not.
this is our
Okay.
mess. Okay, we own this mess. Don't
We do own this mess. I know, but yeah, that's just
Tom Cruise, you're cuckoo
anyway.
if you're listening to this, all right?
It's look, you are the person. Remember, I'm supposed to be the person that doesn't say things like that, and you are. And so I think I kind of went overboard. So we can't always. I mean, I guess there will be some times when we're on the same page.
Tom Cruise, if you're listening to
okay,
this,
you have fun.
if Tom Cruise is listening to this, if Tom Cruise is
come
listening
on
to
the podcast, Tom.
tell us why Scientology is not, tell us why you're not cuckoo.
Exactly. Come on the podcast, Tom. Come on. That would be hilarious. You know Tom Cruise not listening to this. Okay, so go on.
For Cocoa Puffs. You like that?
You're so crazy.
Yeah, that's what I.
Okay, so go on. Go on. What else? What
All
else?
right. So,
what else?
and the other
Anything
funny
else?
thing is that he is
'Cause it
now.
has
They're
nothing to do
also
with AI.
they are also calling him over and over, trying to get him to come in, because he also gave them his phone number. So my buddy. So they're trying to, they keep on calling him to come in.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is something that I wanted to what do I want to say to you? Oh, I saw this thing from did I talk about the AI healthcare thing through ChatGPT? Did I talk about that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so OpenAI released this um information about how essentially they're going to have a special, I think, GPT that literally is dedicated to giving you all kinds of healthcare answers.
Oh, okay.
And it's just good. Yes, it's here it is. I'm looking at it right now. So I'm going to read it. Ironically, this is a post on LinkedIn, but it's so OpenAI has something called Health AI.
All right.
And so they're introducing something called ChatGPT for healthcare and OpenAI for healthcare. So essentially, ChatGPT for healthcare brings health intelligence together with trusted medical evidence, health workflows, enterprise control, and HIPAA compliance, empowering clinicians and care teams to deliver higher quality, more consistent care for patients. AI adoption has seen rapid growth among clinicians in the last year, driven by systematic challenges around increasing healthcare demand, admin load, and fragmentation of medical knowledge. OpenAI for Healthcare is a purpose-built set of products and includes ChatGPT for Healthcare, our API with HIPAA, provided a secure AI foundation for healthcare organizations. Okay, so
this is
listen to
not
this.
for patients.
Listen
This is
to this.
for medical professionals to use.
Yes, but listen to this. ChatGPT for Healthcare is already rolling out to Advent Health, Baylor Scott and White Health, Boston Children's Medical Hospital, Cedar Sinai,
Wow. Okay.
HCA Healthcare, Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, Stanford Medicine Children's Health, and University of San Francisco Healthcare. Our API already powers the healthcare ecosystems. Thousands of organizations have configured it for HIPAA, including Abridge, Ambience Healthcare, and Elise AI. So basically, and this is so funny because I've been to the doctor. I went to my doctor, and before this came out and I saw this, she asked me, she said, I can turn on the AI to take notes for us, or you can say no. What would you prefer?
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't want you to turn it on. I don't want you to turn it on.
Why?
And so she did it. Because this again is all of the do you want OpenAI knowing
Oh,
all
okay.
your medical
Yeah. Right.
business?
Okay. Right. That makes sense. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't. Now, if I'm asking it about things, but I assume though, it probably already knows because if it's like powering ecosystems and it has access to certain data. But when I go to the doctor, I want to have some like me and the person that I'm looking at, right?
Yeah.
I know that person. But here's the funny part. So I went back to her again and she asked me again. So I guess every time you go into an appointment, they have to ask you this question.
Okay.
And I'm like, no.
Good.
So
Yeah.
I'm assuming that this is part of what they're talking about here. So that's something too I wanted to bring up.
That is
So just keep that in
interesting.
mind.
That's a good warning. Thank you for sharing that with us.
I don't know if it's a warning, but it's more of just a just know. Some people are fine with it though, because I know some people are like, I don't care, my stuff's out there, so put it all. It's fine, blah blah blah. And then other people are like, no, I want to have some modicum of privacy, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, the fact that they have to ask you is a signal right there that it's kind of a sign that okay, you're giving some information that's not going to remain in this room or even in our system.
So yes. Oh, and the last AI thing I want to talk about is ASAP Rocky and AI.
What?
So
Wait, what?
ASAP ASAP Rocky. Do you know who ASAP Rocky is?
Yes. Do you want to tell our audiences?
Okay. Yes, absolutely, I will. Okay, so ASAP Rocky, for those who don't know, he's a rapper and he's married to Rihanna. If you don't know who Rihanna is, I'm not going to explain that to you.
Oh, Rob.
So,
you know what? There are actually some people that don't necessarily listen to Rihanna. Okay, don't So, for those
here's
of
the
you
thing.
that
I
don't know
feel
who
like
she is,
Okay, go on. But here's my thing about Rihanna. I feel like even if there's a certain generation, like Generation Alpha, right? Like the young ones who don't know who she is from music, they know who she is, particularly the girls from Fenty Beauty, because
Oh
they
yeah,
all know
yeah,
she owns that, right? So most people know who Rihanna is.
yeah. You're right.
Okay. She also performed in the Super Bowl, and most people know who performed in the Super Bowl. But I'm talking about older
That was
people.
like,
But
what
from a
was that?
younger
2 years ago.
generation, yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago. But from a younger generation, they know her from Fenty Beauty.
Okay.
So there's that part, right? Yeah, Sephora, the little girls are always in there. Okay, so like I said, I don't feel like we should have to explain who Rihanna is, but he's married to Rihanna, and they have 3 kids. And so he came out with this he has this new album out called "Don't Be Dumb," and I'm
Do you listen to this
going
stuff?
to transition. Well, I'm going to transition into ASAP Rocky after I mention this AI conversation. So
Oh,
we're going to move into celebrity conversation.
okay.
Okay. So, all right. So he said, my kids don't have AI. Having AI right now um, will compress for their brain to maximize. I don't understand what he means that. He said, my kids got to learn the physical and the actual way of learning. So then they know how to actually use AI to the best of its ability. Because if it's doing everything for you,
Yeah,
how do you even know what's right or wrong?
that's true. That's a great point.
Okay, so first of all, I'm so wrong. I'm so mad at myself because this is gonna be so awful. Okay, so I was looking at this picture. This is how okay, fans, people who are listening to me, you're gonna totally get me for this because it's so wrong. Okay, so ASAP Rocky has braids, right? And I was looking at this picture and I literally was just watching something about ASAP Rocky because I wanted to talk about ASAP Rocky on the podcast.
Mhm,
But I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, okay, this is ASAP Rocky and one of his kids because he has 3 kids.
mhm.
But then I looked closer. It's not ASAP Rocky who said this. This was Travis Scott.
Okay.
So I just confused them. So that was on me.
Oh, so you just figured this out right now as you're reading it. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you were trying to do like a surprise on the podcast and you planned out. Okay.
No. I literally
Okay.
just told on myself. But that's fine. Telling on myself on the podcast. That's a great part about a
Yes.
podcast. But let's transition. Okay, can
Are
I
we still
just
going to
tell
talk about
you?
ASAP Rocky in that case?
We sure are. We sure are going to talk about ASAP Rocky because one, I used to think, first of all, when they got together, I was like, why she get with him, right? Like this dude, and I would see like little pictures of him because he has a lot of tattoos on him. He's braided hair, whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. He looks like, just a regular rapper dude, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And so I always had been thinking that for years. And I was like, I guess, she just likes that, whatever. He had a recent so he released this album recently. And he's kind of been out there more. He did the thing with he's in the fashion too. So they released New York Times did a podcast with him, like the music side of New York Times did a podcast with him. And so I was listening. I was like, well, let me just listen, bring out this album. Everybody keeps talking about it. The album's called Don't Be Dumb. Basically talking about the shit that he was doing that was dumb because, he's basically been in the news more about all of the shit that he's been doing from a legal perspective. And that was another thing too. I was like, he's a knucklehead. He's always, in jail, in court, all this kind of stuff, right? So I was watching this and I was like, oh, I see why she's with him.
What is it?
First of all, I have to say, this man, there is something so magnetic about him. He is extremely handsome. Like if you look at like his face and everything, like he's very, very handsome man.
Okay.
And then his energy and how he's so like, what's the word? Like there's charisma, but then there's like this enthralling appeal to him too.
Okay.
And he is very, like he's so creative. Like I have a lot of respect for people who are artists and creatives.
Okay.
And he is like, I think he is an artistic, I wouldn't say genius. I wouldn't say that because I don't really know him, but someone who is like really embedded in that world, and he speaks about it in such a clear, authoritative way. Like, I was so drawn into him.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, I see why she married him and had or she's with him and had 3 kids. I get it
Okay.
now. Okay. All right. Okay. And
So
for years, I was totally like, what is up with this ASAP Rocky? Why do people like him? What's this about? Blah, 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 blah. But after watching that podcast, woo,
so
I
clearly
understand.
ASAP Rock turns you on because you sound like you sound like you're I don't know.
No, he does not. I mean, he's much, much younger than me. I mean, what is he like? I don't know. Well, is he? Yeah, he is. He's not
Yeah,
in
he's in his
his
30s,
he's in
right?
his 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in his 30s. So yeah, he's in his 30s.
And you're in your 70s,
Um,
so it's a big
yeah,
big gap.
I'm in my 80s. I'm in my 80s.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's get it together. So that's 70s and 80s.
Sorry.
Okay, no. But he's like in his early 30s. They're in their early to mid 30s, I think they are, right?
Rihanna's I think she's in her 40s. Rihanna?
37. No, she's 37.
Oh, okay.
She's 37. Actually, let me look it up. They're actually maybe not that old if I really think about it, because that's actually not that old. That's grown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see how old ASAP Rocky is. ASAP Rocky. Oh, he's 37. So he's not, he's 3 years from 40. So, but okay, and how old's Rihanna? I'm just kidding.
But you're not.
Rihanna is, I know, right? Rihanna's 37 too.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so they're the same age. But my point is that I was like, wow, I really did not even take the time to see him. This was what I really got out of it as a person, right? Like, my whole mindset and my whole idea about him was based on superficial bullshit.
Okay.
The fact that he had a bunch of tattoos.
Well, see, Robbie, you're
grill.
judgmental.
He had,
you do that.
I'm not, no, I'm not judgmental. I think that sometimes I'll say this too. I think everybody has a bit of judgmental personality, because we all do that. We all look at somebody and make a determination about them in the first 3 or 4 seconds. Now, that is a psychological fact in terms of how we judge people.
Well, some more than others,
out
Robbie.
there. So,
some more than others.
No. You're just trying to hardcore on me because of me and the atheism thing. But go on. But my point is that I'm correcting myself. Like,
that's good. That's good.
I am I'm calling myself on this, right? I'm calling myself on this, that for years I looked at him and I was like, he's a knucklehead. Who is this person? He's like random offshoot. Yeah, he's a rapper, but he's not like a big, he's no Jay-Z. Why she mess with him? That kind of thing, right? So I had put him in this kind of space in my mind. And then when I actually watched him on a podcast, another reason why podcasts are so great, where he was just talking and he was actually speaking about himself. And now obviously he's gotten older, but he is not anything that I had, quote, and I will say that I had imagined in my mind. And I have a lot more respect for him as an artist after seeing that.
Okay.
And yes, he is I see why she is with him. Like, I understand it, not just from the artist perspective, because she's like a true artist too.
Yeah.
So I get that she's, and he talked about how they were friends for a long time. So I could see how they were friends because of their connection via the arts.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other part too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. I've done.
Note to audience. Don't be judgmental like Robbie.
Okay, you just been waiting to say that. You know what? I'm just gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have that. I'm just gonna let you have that because you've been wanting to say it. I never give you a win.
I mean, I'm thinking back to.
I'm gonna give you a win.
I'm thinking back to when you and I met at work, and I feel like you were judgmental about me for a few years, actually.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so this is
Of
again,
course, it's
okay,
about
audience.
me. It's
Let's
always about me,
remember
Robbie.
this always comes back to narcissistic Stephen with
Oh,
a PH.
I didn't say
Okay,
not,
so
not
let's
narcissistic.
just remember that. Okay, I was just talking about this in
Okay, all
regards
right.
to this particular situation. But yeah, so let's go back to that conversation. One, I was not judging you for 1 or 2 years. Number one.
Mm.
Number two, you were just really crazy. I was like, who is this dude? You would say crazy stuff. And we all of us, it wasn't just me, the entire office sometimes would be
Listen,
like,
I have to keep things entertaining,
what
okay?
is Steven gonna say today?
Yeah.
What is
I
Steven
look
gonna
back,
say?
it was a different time, right? I don't
Yes,
think
it was.
now going, if I were to put
You
myself,
couldn't say half the stuff that
yeah,
you said
exactly.
back then.
Yeah. I used to
Mm-hmm.
say things and get away
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of things you just cannot, you get fired for immediately in this day.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But no, I wasn't, because here's the thing. Here's the part that you like to say I'm judgmental, but here's the part that you miss. If I was that judgmental, we would not be doing this podcast right now. We would not be friends. If I could not, just saying, I wasn't open enough to get to know you for the person that you were, and I was so judgmental and so hardcore and cut myself off, I wouldn't have even opened myself up to
You
get
know
to
what?
know you
Point
for
taken.
who you were.
Point taken. And I will also admit that
Mhm.
I did behave sometimes a little erratic, crazy, just, because,
So glad
you got to
you're being
spice things up
honest
at work,
about
you know?
that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But anyway, I just had to say that about ASAP Rocky. Anyway, do you have any celebrity
No,
conversations you want to
I
mention
don't.
this week?
My
Okay.
celebrity was intertwined with Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard. That was my
Oh, okay.
Tom Cruise. We talked about Tom Cruise. That was my celebrity talk.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so are we going to talk about your dating or no? We're not doing that
Uh,
this week.
no, let me figure out ahead the things I want to share. I was not prepared to talk about it today. So let's table that
Okay.
for next week or next episode.
Okay. One last thing. I did go to yoga today, and it was like a gentle yoga. And I've done yoga before.
Mm.
But it was good. I'm glad I went. I think I'm gonna keep going.
Oh,
I
good.
think kind of reset, from all of the like going to the gym and going hard and
Yeah.
all of that.
Nice.
I will say this though. I prefer Pilates. Because I feel like with yoga, if you really don't know what you're doing, you could hurt yourself.
Yeah, it's very true. So are you gonna just completely shift away from going to the gym and do yoga, or are you gonna alternate days? What are you gonna do?
No, 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 no. I mean, it was a yoga class at my gym.
Oh, at
I'm
your gym.
trying to
Yeah.
like maximize all of the things at the gym. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a yoga class there. So I went with a friend of mine who also was at the same gym. And so we both went. And so she's been trying to get me to go, and I finally go. So I finally went. So it was good. So I'm glad I went.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's interesting to know that you're such a gym rat. And so Robbie, I don't know if our audience members know, but you got your whole gym crew. It's like your little community of its own that you have over there. So I get to hear some
Yes.
entertaining stories about her crew at the gym. It's
Remember I've talked about some of it here, not in detail, but I've talked about some of it here. But yes, there is a crew. We have a little crew at the gym.
Going around the gym causing trouble, taking someone's
No.
weights and dropping them on their neck while they're doing bench presses,
Absolutely not. See, that's so crazy. Who would
I
even
picture
do
this in
that
my head. It's
except
so
for
funny.
Oh my God. Absolutely not. Do not do that. I would never do that. And the idea that you're even talking about that is just kind of like crazy to me, but okay.
Well, no, only because I've dropped them on my own neck before, so that's why.
Oh my God. Yeah, I had an issue where I was at the gym and I felt like, I don't know if it was vertigo. I don't know if it was because I had been sick. I don't know if it's because I was kind of paying attention, but I was like, I was about to lift weight and do some squats with the barbell.
Mhm.
And then I kind of blacked out for a moment, and I had to put the weights, and then like the guys ran over. They're like, "Are you okay?" And they would grab the weights because I almost got like fell under the weight. And but then somebody was like, "Yeah, that can happen sometime. Like you can be."
That's
Like,
why
you
you
have
always
to
have to have a
really
spot.
know where you
You
are.
need to have a spot if you're
Yes, that part too. That part too. It wasn't even that heavy. It wasn't even that heavy. But yeah. Anyway.
Mine happened to me. I was in the gym and I didn't have a spotter. And in that room, I was the only one. And I was benching. This is back when I used to do heavier weights. And, you know, I was always trying to push it. And, you know, stupid if you don't have a spotter with you, right? And slowly it's like started coming back on me and I couldn't hold it up and it fell on my, you know, gently on my chest. And then it rolled, the bar with the weights on it rolled up to my neck. And
oh my God.
Luckily,
did somebody come over and help you?
Well, no, because there was no one in that room. But luckily, I did not put the pins on the ends of the rod to hold the weights on. So I was able to.
Oh, so the weights fell off.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if you have there, you would have died.
Yeah. I've died. I've almost died multiple times in different situations.
Oh my God. And you're still psycho.
But you know what? It makes you appreciate life more when you go through these things. So I highly recommend.
You didn't even hear what I said,
did you?
Dying.
Just joking.
Did you hear what I said?
No, I didn't.
I said, and you're still psycho.
That's very hurtful. That's.
I'm sorry, Stephen. You were supposed to be. You didn't get it, and you were like, "I recommend almost done."
Yeah, and actually, I take that back. That's not something good to say on air. I apologize for that. I do not recommend that. It was a joke.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
and listen, I got to clear that up because people, these days you just don't know what people are going to do.
Exactly. So clear that up, please. Okay. I think we can wrap up, right?
I guess so. Yeah. Oh, we're at 50. Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes. Time flies. It's been a while. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for listening to Miscellaneous Candor. Frank, honest, and otherwise outspoken. Also, as I mentioned, we're going to have a Facebook group. Hopefully by the time we release our next episode, and you can join that. Also like, follow, give reviews, all of those things. Stephen, say goodbye to the people.
Well, Robbie, friends, it is I, Stephen, with a PH Kennedy, board certified atheist, signing off. Let's keep talking about Dianetics.
Goodbye, everyone. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you know what, too? I was just thinking, we're still on here. I wonder if we should, maybe I'll do an intro when we start rather than actually having an intro. I think that could be good. That's what I was thinking.
What do you mean?
What do you think of that? Well, this is kind of like post us saying goodbye. But okay, I'm going to stop confirming. I'm going to stop right now. Okay, everybody. Bye. You got to listen to all of us.